5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Let's do 5 fast now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You might notice me slapping my shoulder here. It's a question I get asked about a lot. So a few reasons I do this. The primary reason is this helps stop the forward momentum and snap my arm back faster, so my arm's in play less amount of time. It just helps me retract faster. Also creates an auditory distraction, and it helps cover my vitals as I'm moving here. Kind of covering up my heart, my lungs, tucking my chin a little bit to protect my throat. That's just incidental. The main reason is to help with the retraction. So to review all 5 of these now, we're going to do 5 of each. Eye spike, just coming straight in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Horizontal flick. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You're not making me proud.
5.
About to fucking go off.
Eye plug. 1,
Fucking bitch.
2. Bring the elbow back to the ribs. 3, 4, 5. Base edge. Coming up high, hooking to the outside, reverse J motion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Parting give. Palm down, attacking the eye, retracting the elbow, back to the ribs here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So those are the 5 basic ways to attack the face in this grip. I think it's important to know how to use a knife in all grips, any way it might end up in your hand. Given the choice, this is the one I prefer. Some combatives instructors disagree with this. They have their reasons. The reason why I prefer this grip is because this hammer fisting motion is a very instinctual sort of way to fight. If you look at the way small children fight before they actually start to witness fights as they grow older, you'll see they slam each other with hammer fists. Primates do the same thing. As we get older, particularly males, when they start fighting as boys, we start to see how to throw punches. Untrained males will start hooking punches, latching on, hitting here. Trained males tighten up their punches, use more boxing type punches. But the primary way we fight is using the hammer fist. So this motion here, moving in here, it simulates that hammer fist type motion. So when you're highly stressed, it's an easy motion to fall back on. Our arms naturally want to swing in this motion. So when we're in side grip, which is what we call this, or point down edge in grip, we're using this motion here. The forward grip, usually we'll bring down here and then attack the body this way because of the way the arm swings. So because our arm swings this way, it's natural to fight with a knife here and here. So now we're going to start putting our left hand into play. So pick any of these you like. Eye spike, horizontal flick, face edge, eye plug, parting give. Doesn't matter, any of them. If you're indecisive, keep it simple, just use an eye spike. That one's my favorite. So we're going to hit the eye spike, follow up with the palm here. Make sure you're hitting with the base of the palm, the bony part. Any solid bony structure on the face is fine. If you're a little bit smaller, you can come into the jaw, smash the nose here, cheek, or the forehead. I'm a bit taller at 6 foot. I like hitting the forehead. You can create a knockdown if you hit it hard enough. But the other reason I like hitting this is it pops the chin up, exposes the throat, so I can press the attack from the transitioning from the eye to the throat here. So we're just going to pick any attack you want to use here, and then follow up with the palm. For our purposes right now, work on your placement if you have a Bobb dummy. Think about where you're actually striking and analyze it. But just like the knife, when you do this full speed, you need to retract this hand just as fast as it goes out. Sometimes I see people working the Libre material online. They tend to want to hold this out here. That's exposing all these vitals here, keeping your arm in play, giving them something to grab onto. Make sure hopping with this. But for now, just take a look at where your hand is. If you have a Babb dummy, make sure you're hitting a target accurately. So attacking the eye, hopping the face here. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Let's get 15 of these in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mix it up if you want. Horizontal flick. 6. Eye pluck. 7. Face etch. 8. Parting gift. 9. Eye spike. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. Good. So now let's do 10 full speed. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Sorry, I'm trying to stay in the shot here as I'm doing this. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. So, now let's follow up. We're going to transition into a throat pluck here. So the same eye pluck motion we did, we're going to do the same motion to the throat. Let's work that, isolate that motion, work it a few times. Just like going to the eye, hit here, retract the elbow to the ribs, plug the throat open. Come in at or behind the carotid artery, rip it open. Make sure you're not orienting the blade towards yourself or swiping through with the arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We get a few of those in isolation slow. Let's do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we're going to put this together. Use any eye attack you want. 1, palm, knock the opponent's head up, expose this artery, and pluck it open here. 1, 2, 3. We're going to do 10. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now, 5 full speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now, the next way we can use our left hand is rather than striking the face, we can preemptively check the opponent's right shoulder if he has a weapon. Especially if you're in a position where the opponent is ready to engage. If you get the drop on him and get the shot in first, you might eat a shot while you're landing the secondary. So here, pop the opponent's shoulder just to knock his weapon away from you, inhibit that attack. Then we're going to press from there. So right now, let's just do these first 2 motions. So any eye attack you want. 1, pop the right shoulder. 1, 2. 1, 2. 10 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And 5, full speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first follow-up we're going to do is going straight back to that throat plank. We're going to assume in this instance we hit the eye, maybe his head snapped back, or maybe I just have enough room to reach this artery here. So we're attacking the eye, preemptively checking his right shoulder to inhibit any counter, and going into the throat. 1, 2, 3. Do 10 slow. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now 5, full speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now, the next one we're going to work, we're going to assume when we hit his eye, maybe he recoiled and brought his chin down, which isn't uncommon at all, or he brought his hands up to his face, and I don't have a clear line to this throat target. This instance, moving in, preemptively checking the shoulder, his hands come up. When his hands come up, that leaves his side open. So we're going to do what's called blindsiding. We're hitting the left eye, checking. So because I've blinded him on this side, I'm going to step into that blind spot I've created now to press my attack. In this instance, we're going to press the attack going into the lungs. The lung puncture, flanking here, widening my base, never cross-stepping and moving here. Front foot moves, back leg drags. That way, if I collide with someone, my base is widened and not narrow where it's going to compromise my balance. So, we're just going to isolate this lung puncture now. Here, 1, 2, turn the blade horizontal, go between the ribs into the lung here. If you hit a lung, or if you hit a rib, it's not the worst thing in the world. Generally, what's going to happen, you're just going to glance off of it, still go into the target. If you hit it dead on, you might end up breaking it. If for some reason you hit this and you don't get through, just double up on it and hit it again. It's very rare that happens. So now, let's do 15 of these slow. Flank, widening the base. 1, 2, turn the blade horizontal, run it parallel to the ground, move into the lung. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So now we're going to put this all together. Attack the eye, any attack you want. Eye spike, horizontal flick, eye pluck, face edge, parting gift. Generally, we wouldn't be using the parting gift in this application, because usually we're going to step to the right when we use that as an entry. But you could take this here on your way over this way, on the right eye. So, attacking the eye, 1, preemptively check the shoulder, flank into his blind spot, turn the blade horizontal. I'm also bringing this arm back, putting it between me and the opponent as I throw this. That way, if he moves into me, I can brace off of him and press my attack. So, 1, 2, 3. 10 of these. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now 5, full speed. Don't neglect the footwork as you do this. So make sure that after these shots, you're flanking and getting off to the side, so you have a good angle to press this attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So recapping what we've covered today. We have the eye spike, chambering here, putting the point of the knife in line with the opponent's centerline vision, stabbing the eye. Horizontal flick, palm facing here, scraping the eye, turning it back to you. Throw plug, palm up, hitting the eye, retracting, keeping the point of the blade oriented towards the opponent. Face edge, working down the face, hooking to the outside. Parting gift, palms down, hitting the eye, ripping it back this way. Throat plug, hitting the artery here, bring it back, same as the eye plug. Long puncture, flanking, turning the blade horizontal, parallel to the ground, going between the ribs into the lung here. Left hand can hit the face here, or preemptively check the opponent's right arm if he's armed and ready to engage. Now, I have no idea if you guys have seen all this right now because my comments froze before we started. Hopefully I didn't just sit here talking to you guys for the last 30 minutes with no one watching. If you guys enjoyed this, you want to do more, let me know. I'm going to do a quick post after this. Comment in the thread on that if you enjoyed this and you want to see me do more. If not, cool too. Thanks for joining in, everyone.